Hi guys, I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. Well, I guess it's officially Sunday morning now. But anyways, I wanted to bring you the other video that I promised. If you watched the first video regarding Twitter and DWAC and everything going on, I am going to go over an article and whether or not DWAC is a buy right now, and alternatives to it. And guys, stay till the end, because when I start reviewing the charts on these and making the correlations, there's some really interesting things in the charts that I really like, and I'm excited for Monday, to say the least. I can't wait. Probably why I'm not sleeping yet, and it's after midnight. But anyways, I hope that you enjoy the video. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and have a great rest of your weekend, guys. Oh yeah, and before I forget, nothing I say is financial advice, so please do your own DD, and remember that this is a potential squeeze play in all of these tickers, and it is most certainly a hype play. So be very, very cautious, because I don't want you guys to be bag holders, and stay to the end, and I'll show you why. All right, thanks for watching. Okay guys, so looking at the daily DWAC chart, you can see that we did close at $31.73. We did hit a high of $32.40, but we were taken back down in the last 5 minutes of trading, as these are 5-minute candlesticks. But we are trading. The 13 is above the 48 SMA, which is excellent. And guys, currently DWAC has a short interest of about 4 point something million shares, approximately 14 to 15% of the float, which is 28 million shares. So it's a very small float, meaning that's why this stock can move so fast. And if we look at the 1-year chart, you can clearly see that we hit a high of $175, guys. And look at those huge candles, the way that this can run. It is absolutely crazy, and we may get lucky enough to see something wild. You know, only time will tell, so we'll see how it turns out on Monday. But you know, there is no 200-day moving average. The 13 is under the 48 currently, guys. However, I do expect that this is curling because of our increase in price, and I suspect that it will cross over within the next day or two. So that's excellent news, guys. Very bullish on DWAC. The cost to borrow, if they can even find shares, because I think it's going to become hard, at least, you know, after tomorrow, if not tomorrow, is around 75%. So I'm sure it will go up on Monday as well. So we'll see what happens, guys, but it looks pretty good. So keep an eye on that. Okay, guys, CFVI is the SPAC that is going to be taking Rumble public, and it could potentially be a sympathy play for this as well. And as you can see, this is the 1-year chart, and the 13, same as DWAC, is below the 48, and there is no 200-day moving average. Guys, same thing. I expect this to curl up, but let's look at the daily. For some reason, it doesn't want to go that way. Hold on, try this. I am frozen. I think because I'm in recording mode. But anyways, guys, I know what it is off the top of my head. It did hit a high of, I believe, $1.48. Oh, $10.48, excuse me. $10.48 in the after hour, but did get pulled down to $10.33, if I recall correctly. Actually, here it is. Sorry, guys. It was just delayed. Yes, that is correct. $10.33 was the close. And like I stated, $10.48 was the high. So let me just see if maybe there was an issue. Sorry guys, this is glitching. I'm not sure what I had it on originally, but let's just look. This again is the 1 year chart, and as you can see, like I said, the 13 is below the 48, but again, it looks like it's about to cross over the 20, guys, which it probably did in after hours with that move up. If not, it will tomorrow. So we like to see the smaller moving averages crossing above the larger ones. So this is a bullish looking indicator looking at the 1 year chart on CFVI, and I apologize for whatever that first screen was. Now I'm confused myself. So let's move on to PHUN. A great run after hours. As you can see, it was taken from down in that 125 range all the way up to $1.52 with a high of $1.53. The 13 is trading above the 48, which is excellent. And let's look at the 1 year chart. Again, remember, it's not going to have the after hour movements on the candlestick. It was starting to curve on its own. So the 13 is crossing over the 20, and it probably already made that cross, like I said, in the after hours. But additionally, it may have made the cross above the 48, guys, which if it does, I suspect Monday, if it hasn't already, it will. And PHUN should give us a good run with the 13 crossing above the 48 on the daily. Guys, that's a huge indicator. So I like that very much. And way back here too, I want to bring to your attention, we do have a gap fill. It looks potentially like we have one. Let me just double check that. On that candle, it opened at $6.35, had a high of $6.99, and the new candle, $6.65. It looks like it had one, but let me just make sure this is on the right, because it looks like there should be one there. No, 669 and 665 is the low. So even though it looked at, sorry guys, I am mistaken. But this candlestick's interesting, very interesting, but it closed down here. So, well, not quite the gap fill, guys, but it was close. But as you can see, did we come down and complete that gap fill, I wonder, on the gap up? Open high 192. Look at that huge gap up. I wonder if that happens tomorrow, because this, I believe, was on the DWAC run back in November, guys. Interesting. See that? And that was when PHUN went all the way up to its high of year, which was $24.04. That would be a nice run. And this candle opened at $7.53. Interesting, guys. Imagine a gap like that again this week. Would love it. All right. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but that is interesting to see. I always like to look at the correlations, because if we go back and we compare DWAC, I just want to look and see if it's those same dates. Let me just get the exact date of this. Yeah, October 31st, and then this one goes. No, 10/22. Hold on. 10/22. So October 21st and October 22nd. All right. Let's go back to DWAC and see if that's the same correlation, because this is important when you're looking at charts. It is. The big move and the big gap was October 21st into October 22nd. And DWAC went that day from, what's the high on that candle? $52. And then the low on this candle was $67.96. Very interesting, guys. Wow. And then it went all the way from that $67 up to $175. Very, very interesting. And a lot of that happened in pre-market, because the opening was $118.80. Well, guys, I'm not saying that history is going to repeat itself, but it's always good to see when it has runs what it does to make that comparison. So this could potentially be huge, but we'll see. All right, and we still have to look at Mark, just for the comparison of those dates to see if it runs in that. Let me pull that up real quick before I pull up Mark. At $10, and I'm sure that there was no announcement of the Rumble platform. In fact, that Rumble announcement probably happened when it did this to the $18. That would be my guess. We can actually go and look and compare if DWAC did something similar in February on those dates. February 4th into February 5th. Now I'm curious because that would give us an idea if that's related or if it's something else. Okay, so February 1st, let's see. It went from a low of $71.14 to a high of $84.62. So guys, it is possible that that was the correlation, but it didn't do the same exact thing that CVFI did, or CFVI, sorry, my brain is fried. So Mark, interestingly enough, is very similar to PHUN's 1-year chart. And guys, look, it has the same thing on that run up that they had in October. October 22nd, the first candlestick was a low of 88 cents and a high of $2.45. Then the following day, it gapped up to a low of $2.78 and a high of $6.70, guys. So a couple things that I want to point out while we have this up. Well, first of all, let me just tell you, when I say it's similar to PHUN, it's because of these crossovers, guys. The 13's crossed above the 20, and it looks like it's going to cross above the 48 if it hasn't already when we open on Monday, okay? So this is a very bullish chart on Mark as well. And I think we're going to see substantial run as well, as long as DWAC continues its run and nothing crazy comes out on Monday to change that. But I want you to look at something here. So you see 1 day, 2-day run, dump. Okay? I'm not telling you how to play this, but we can go back. We can see what happened on PHUN. Did they do the same thing? So, first day, second day, third day, tried to run. So, a little bit longer than we got on Mark. But again, dump. My point in pointing this out is because I don't want you guys to get trapped. If you do decide to take this play, and again, nothing I say is financial advice, you're the one who hits the buy, you're the one who hits the sell. So, you are accountable for your own trades. You could make a lot of money with these plays if you play it smart. And when I say that, I mean, take a look. I'm pointing out the good, the bad, and the ugly, guys. This will probably run very similar, and just be prepared because you see what happens when it dumps. You don't want to be caught FOMOing in way up here, you know, around $20-something, and then think it's going to run the next day and get dumped all the way down to $6 to $12. Because guys, look at how long it's been. It's been since the end of October, and it still has not come back anywhere near that. And I'm not saying that to be a Debbie Downer. I'm saying when you're playing plays like this, you need to know when to take profits. So if you are going to get involved in any of those tickers, and you see it do something similar to this, and I'm not saying this is a squeeze, guys. I'm not saying it's going to squeeze, but it potentially could. And if they do, you need to be aware, okay? And don't say that I didn't warn you. So you get in, you get up, you get out, you take your profits, you don't get greedy. I will be doing a video tomorrow on the psychology and psychological warfare and trading, guys, because this is just a perfect example. And you don't want to be stuck. You don't want to be stuck up here because you might wait the rest of your life before it ever goes back. I mean, granted, we could get another run. It could go higher. We don't know. But I'm saying look it's been almost a year. If you were in this and you never took profits along this way and you waited this whole time, you would have been trading all the way down to $1. And I don't even know, did PHUN get under $1? No, but you know, guys, it's been in that $1, $2, $3 range all this time since the sell-off. That would just be a horrible place to be stuck at. So I'm not saying this to discourage you, because I do think there's money to be made. I just don't want you to get stuck being a bag holder. So please know your game plan and stick to it. All right, guys, thank you for watching. I'm excited about Monday. I hope you are too. Have a great. So initially, when I first saw DWAC running in after hours, I came across this article from Investors Business Daily, guys. It is called, "This is the Ultimate Donald Trump Stock. Is DWAC a buy amid Elon Musk's Twitter deal uncertainty?" All right, guys, I'm not going to read the entire article to you, but I did promise you that I would do an update regarding whether I feel that DWAC is a buy or a sell right now. And here's where I'm going to go with this. Again, nothing I say is financial advice. This is my own personal opinion and how I am playing it. But DWAC is very high risk because A, it is a SPAC. Special purpose acquisition company. So that means there's less regulation regarding taking the company public. It's not as hard. I mean, it's far easier to go public via a SPAC than it is through IPO, because it's not as strict. As far as them researching and enforcing rules, it's just a much easier process, which is why some people like it, but it's also a lot high risk. And currently, SPACs are not doing well in the market. Well, SPACs except for Donald Trump's DWAC. Well, DWAC is the special purpose taking it public. So it's out of all the SPACs that are currently out there, it is the one that's doing the best, even though it's down from its all-time high, guys, which were crazy, like $175 or something like that. It was just very, very high, and that's the highest I have ever seen a de-SPAC go. I mean, a SPAC go prior to being de-SPACed. It's crazy, guys. I don't even know if one IPO'd and came out higher ever after de-SPACed. Interesting. I would love to know if anyone knows. Please put that in the comment. However, so DWAC is doing incredibly well in comparison. Most of the time, guys, when something is in SPAC, it trades around that $10 range until de-SPAC. And then it could go one way or another. You know, it's a much different market than it was a year or two ago, where we would see these go on a run before they dipped. But right now, you know, that's not happening. And we can look at one of my favorite companies that's a SPAC that I actually am invested in, which is PSNY, Polestar. They just went public via SPAC. And guys, they didn't get that big run that normally follows. They actually dipped, and they're just now trading above $10 as of yesterday again. Now, I do suspect that they will go on a run sometime soon, but guys, this is just what happens with SPACs, is that they trade at $10. So the fact that DWAC is trading right now well above the $10 and it hasn't de-SPACed yet is essentially not normal by any means for a SPAC. And I mean, the reason, in my opinion, it's trading so high is because Trump's name is behind it, guys. I mean, this is an opportunity to own the only public company I think that Donald Trump has ever had. I don't think his other business dealings have ever gone public via the stock market. They're normally private. Interesting. So it's an opportunity to own a Trump business and a business dealing. And as we know, he is an incredibly successful businessman, whether you like him or not. So that we have to weigh out here. But even bigger, guys, is the political stance behind it. Clearly, Trump's Republican and Truth Social, even though he's not discriminating or banning anyone regarding their political views, the majority of people that are wanting to be part of Truth Social are clearly Republican because, you know, it's Donald Trump's platform. But guys, interestingly enough, with that being said, is the whole deal with Elon and deciding he's no longer voting Democrat and voting Republican, and now is canceling or attempting to cancel, we'll see what happens in court, his deal to purchase Twitter. For that reason alone, and solely for that reason, I believe that DWAC is a buy currently. Now, is it a long-term hold? You know, that's a decision you need to make. For me, at this time, absolutely not. But that doesn't mean that it shouldn't be for you. That's something that you need to decide. But my reason behind that is because, as you know, Trump has been getting a ton of subpoenas, and basically the Democratic Party is trying to make it so that Trump cannot run again. So as a result, you know, I feel that they're going to do whatever they can in their power to make his life a living HE double hockey stick, you know, to meet their own political goals. But you have to think about how that's going to affect the stock in the future, because, you know, they've already launched an investigation regarding the timing and whether or not, you know, he had business dealings and discussions with DWAC prior to the announcement, which, you know, it's being probed. And it could result in him not being able to go public via DWAC. Now, if it were any other political organization, I would say I'm not concerned about it. But given how much Biden and, you know, the Democratic Party is trying to take Trump down right now, that is definitely a concern and a red flag for me, and something that you all need to have in the back of your head. However, right now, I would say this is an amazing opportunity for a swing play, because the stock is clearly sold short. It was at a high of $175 and is currently, well, prior to the run, now it's above 30, but it was trading in the 20s, guys. And just based on the news of Elon, you know, starting the paperwork to back out of the deal with Twitter, this is huge news. And I believe that DWAC is going to go for quite a run this week. Now, again, anything could happen. This is a very wild market, and we all see that. So here's how I'm dealing with it. I have decided that I already did, because when I called it out, I said I'm jumping in this with a very, very, and I mean a very small position, guys, like less than $1,000. It's basically my play for fun, because I just know it could be brutal, and if I can't watch it every minute of the day, then I don't want to be stuck and have it drop like wildfire. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I mean, the potential for a squeeze, it does exist. Might I buy more on Monday? It's possible if it dips and I think it's going to run back up again, potentially. But right now I'm comfortable where I purchased in at, you know, because I got it early, so it's a good price. You know, could have been better if I knew this was going to happen before the bell, but hey, it is what it is. But also, the other reason I think it could run is because I believe that Donald Trump is going to be announcing his presidency soon, guys. And when he does, you better believe that DWAC is going to go crazy. I don't mean announcing his presidency, announcing that he's going to run on the ticket for president. I do expect him to make that announcement soon. So that being said, you know, there's the catalyst that we're dealing with right now, and then there's the potential catalyst of him coming out and saying he's running for president. Let me know in the comments if you guys think that he'll be running with DeSantis, or if DeSantis will run separate, or if they're waiting because if Trump can't run for whatever reason, then I think DeSantis will be running on the ticket. But I think there would be a dynamic duo for the Republican Party. So let's see what happens. Anyways, going back to the stock, what I'm doing, like I said, is taking that very small position that I already opened. And I also opened a position in PHUN, that PHUN, and I opened a position in Mark, because I feel that they're probably safer not being SPACs, although they won't make as much money, obviously, as DWAC has the potential. But I'm okay with that. And guys, they're a lot cheaper, so you can get a lot more shares for the same price. And I am solely not investing. I already bought, but I'm solely just in these plays for a run. And again, PHUN, if you missed my first video, please go back and watch it because it explains a lot. But PHUN and Mark are the two sympathy plays that I'm betting on for DWAC. And as you can see, they both ran after hours. There is a third, guys, as well, and that's the other SPAC. But it didn't run as much. The other SPAC, meaning the one that took Rumble, well, that's taking Rumble public, because Trump's Truth Media is going to be using the Rumble platform, I guess, for its video portion. So there's a potential that can run too. But again, if I was going to go with a SPAC, I would definitely be picking DWAC over the other. Not to say it's not a good way to write it up, and it is, still in that I think it's around $10.33, guys. Hang on. At the other charts for the tickers that I want to talk about. Just so you know, these are the hurdles that DWAC has to overcome. First of all, they probed the SEC investigation, like I told you, that apparently, Elizabeth Warren. Sorry, I was drawing a blank on her name. Apparently, Elizabeth Warren drafted a letter questioning whether the company and Trump, meaning DWAC and Trump, had any committed securities violations by holding private and undisclosed discussions about the merger as early as May of 2021, while omitting this information in SEC filings and other public statements. So that's what the SEC and FINRA are investigating. However, apparently, according to what this states, it was being investigated prior to Elizabeth Warren's letter. So we'll see about that result. But guys, that's, a red flag that you need to be aware of if you plan to hold this long term. If it's short term, it doesn't matter. But then the other second issue is that what caused DWAC to fall further is that news that several board members have been subpoenaed. So, it's concerning, but in the June 27th filing, DWAC said the subpoena, as well as investigations from the Justice Department and the SEC, risk slowing or squatting the merger deal altogether. So again, that's the concern for holding this long term. But like I said, short term, none of this should matter unless, God forbid they came out tomorrow and said that they are stopping the deal altogether. But I don't think that Trump has deep pockets, guys. So I'm not really concerned about that happening this quick. But and I believe he'd fight it too. So now let's go and look at the other plays, including the other SPAC that's